Most people don't spend much time at Camp Fowler. When the scale is a lifetime, a week at camp is nothing more than a blink. And yet, over time, what starts as a fun week at camp is often transformed into something more. Camp isn't meant to stay at camp. It's meant to be carried into the world and woven into the lives of those who have been touched by this place. The impact of Camp Fowler is often winding and mysterious, shaped by grace. First-time campers arrive at camp wide-eyed. They learn to canoe and they share good food with new friends they just met. And they sing songs on the shores of the lake each morning, aware perhaps for the first time of a God who loves them.
There's polar plunge, canoeing, and fishing in the morning. I like doing campfires because it's really fun to roast marshmallows and have s'mores.
We went canoeing. We went on this cool hike. I really loved doing Gaga Ball. It was my favorite. I love that they have so many songs for everything.
But I just made a friend within 2 days. It's about how much time you spend with them in Camp Fowler. You're not on your computer, no tablets, no electronics. That is why you get to spend more time with them. If you haven't been on camp, heads up, Camp Fowler is really cool. It's really sad that today's the last day of camp.
Suddenly, you blink your eye and these first-time campers have become bright-eyed young adults, perched on the edge, ready to step out into the unknown and find their way.
1, 2, 3, nuts!
As they approach the end of their time as campers, we hope these young adults have learned that they are part of a story that is much bigger than themselves. We hope they'll start to discover the person they want to be. And if they listen closely, we hope they'll hear the first whispers of who God is calling them to be.
I've found that the person that I've grown into here is a little different than who I am at home in a good way. I just feel more confident here and just like myself.
Camp has made me a lot braver, I think. I've been given the privilege of being put in a circle of people I don't know and having to figure it out, find a friend, and a couple more by the end of the week, you know.
I mean, I guess the person I want to be is the person I am at camp.
All the people when I first came to camp just seemed so true to themselves that I was like, oh, I should do that too. And so I did. And I felt so much better about myself.
I feel like when you're at camp, you get to choose whoever you want to be. You don't have those labels that you have in high school or just in your hometown. I want to hold that and bring that into college where those people, they don't know who I am. They've never met me before. So I get to be a new person and I want to show them this person.
When these bright-eyed adults enter the world, their paths diverge. But we hope they leave camp with open eyes to see where they may be called to go. For some, the impact of camp is loud like thunder, a calling to ministry, like Christ calling the disciples from the shore. While for others, the impact is gentler, a small shift in the wind that makes you adjust your sails.
Everything I've learned about teaching, I learned working here. Everything I learned about work and life and theology are all here.
All of like my qualities that I have as an adult, I feel like I pretty much like acquired here at camp. All of that just formed in that time period that I spent time here as a young adult.
Camp staff was the first time that I think I sort of saw what like I could kind of become.
I just learned so much about being a leader, and I learned a lot to think about the kind of leader that the world needs.
I learned that, I love the natural world around me, and I love being able to experience it deeply and in a way that you only get to when you're fully immersed out there. And to me, learning that at Fowler created a really deep relationship with nature, with creation, and with the world. And from my experience, having a personal relationship with the land you want to conserve, with the trees you want to save, with the waters you want to help keep clean, if you're out there immersed in that world, in that landscape, you have to care more because it's personal to you. And camp helped make it personal for me.
There was a disconnect. Like, I didn't understand that God was someone that I could have a relationship with, that my prayers were really talking to him. And I met people who were really authentic in their walk, and that helped me in my walk with God.
Every time I see Kent around the office at camp, he says, "Welcome home, Gene." And I have carried that because I'm a pastor at a church. I've actually started saying that to people on Sunday mornings when I see them come into worship. I've carried with me the hospitality of those few words.
I learned how to welcome someone to a space and to share that place with them. Whenever I have that opportunity, I will go right into that mode. I want you to feel at home here. And I think that in today's world, unfortunately, there's a lot of division. And I think we could stand to be more welcoming of people into our space. And they don't have to be exactly like us.
I grew up in the church. I have never felt connected to the church. It never felt like a safe place to me. And this is the place where the church became a safe place to me.
Camp Fowler is a stone in the middle of the river, but you can't stay on the rock. Camp sits between where you're coming from and where you're going. But you're always meant to leap off the rock onto the other side. Camp Fowler is a refuge among the rapids, a stable place from which to take your next step. Where you go from there is up to you.